Imagine traveling to an unknown town out in the desert to visit a vintage old home. You participate in an auction and decide to celebrate with some friends on the bus. You notice a man with a skin-made mask and a chainsaw, and immediately you and your friends are dead. Well, in today's video, we're going to quickly recap the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you like this type of content. Let's get started. Let's break down the movie and the scenario. 50 years after the events of the first movie, Melody, her sister Lila, and their entrepreneur friend Dante and Ruth arrive at Harlow, a small town in Texas, with the intention of renovating it. However, an old lady named Virginia claims she owns the deed to her orphanage in the town, prompting Dante to call the cops on her. Her health deteriorates, forcing the only resident of the orphanage to rush her to the hospital, along with Ruth. Melody had brought Lila with her as she felt her sister wouldn't be safe in the city. Lila had been a victim of a school shooting where she lost some of her friends. En route, Virginia dies, resulting in an awakening the true nature of the resident. He's Leatherface, back and violent as ever. He snaps the wrist of one of the cops and uses it as a weapon. Leatherface makes short work of the cops and kills Ruth, as she initially pretended to be dead but was eventually skewered by Leatherface, all of which while literally wearing Virginia's face along the way. He returns to the orphanage and murders Dante as he is still in the building. Melody survives by hiding underneath the bed as Leatherface begins his mass murder spree after getting his hands on the infamous chainsaw. There's a fight sequence between Richter, the realtor, where Richter, who comes closest to defeating Leatherface in a hand-to-hand combat, eventually dies. Harlow has been populated by potential investors who arrived on the bus, the victims at hand. They almost escape, however, it looks like Leatherface was able to immobilize the bus and begin slaughtering each victim. They initially start recording Leatherface, but eventually realize that that was a fatal mistake. Lila and Melody continue to barely survive and get hope with the arrival of Sally, the sole survivor of the original film, hell-bent on revenge, starting on a full-on battle. She begins to ask him if he remembers her, only for him to walk away and start slaughtering more people. Despite Lila and Melody's desperate plea to escape the psycho killer, Sally uses them as bait to lure Leatherface out. When she confronts him, she's more concerned once again with reminding him who she is rather than quickly killing him. She is left frustrated when Leatherface doesn't really seem to remember her. Nevertheless, she attacks him, but he uses a chainsaw to impale her. She still manages to shoot him and gives Lila her gun before she dies, encouraging the young girl to kill him now or be haunted by him and to thirst for revenge like she did. Melody tells Lila to escape as she's stuck in the car, but just as Leatherface is about to kill Melody, Lila confronts him. When he escapes into a building, Lila follows him, trying to lure him out. He outsmarts her by leaving his chainsaw active and baiting her. Ambushing her, the killer attacks and drags her into the pool of water in the room. Lila manages to come out unscathed and tries to reach her gun, but Leatherface emerges from the water and drags her back. Just when it seems he'll get the better of her, Melody shows up and climbs upon him, giving Lila enough time to get her hands on the gun Sally gave her. The murderer tries to kill Melody with the chainsaw, but Lila shoots him multiple times. With no more bullets left, it looks like Leatherface will survive, but wait. Melody has picked up the chainsaw and slashes him right down the middle as he drops into the pool of water. Lila and Melody get into the car together, relieved, putting the car in autopilot. Lila jokes that she would definitely move to Harlow with her after what she has seen. Just then, Leatherface re-emerges, having survived everything. He breaks the window and pulls Melody out of the car. As Lila screams from the sunroof, he uses the chainsaw to behead her in front of her eyes. In the end, Leatherface slashes the air in victory as Lila is left distraught by the tragedy and driven to safety by the car. In the post-credit scene, we see Leatherface goes back to the house from the original film instead of the orphanage in Harlow. Please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and thanks for watching.